So it's official. AGS are developing the new Lord of the Rings MMO. And I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan. My initial reaction to this is, yes, I love Lord of the Rings. When I think about it for a second, I'm like, oh no, New World has no PvP. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so torn between with this topic. So if you know about it, great. I'm just going to go over the basics here and just give you my kind of opinion on this. And again, I'm if you want to click off already, top level, excited, love Lord of the Rings, love Gimli, love Legolas, love Aragorn. Frodo's all right. Love Samwise. Anyway, let's get into little bits here. Before we get into the game, before we get into things here, I recently watched the AGS take on Lord of the Rings. You know, the new Lord of the Rings show, Rings of Power, and I genuinely enjoyed it. Like, I'll put that out there. I genuinely enjoyed it, and I think that's because I watch it as, you know, someone who has a love for Lord of the Rings, has a love for Middle Earth, and just genuinely enjoys everything Lord of the Rings. However, when you peel back, you know, that sort of top level, oh, that was a nice show, job done, you know. The Lord of the Rings fans, the people who genuinely follow Middle Earth and have that sort of, you know, real fan love for Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth, well, they seem to be not impressed with the show. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I feel it's somewhat similar to, let's say, New World. If you look at New World and you play it maybe for like 100 hours, even 100 hours is probably a lot, it's genuinely a good game. Same as the show, from my opinion. It's genuinely a good show. I enjoyed it. Some cool battles, got to understand about Mordor and, you know, Sauron and things like that. It was really cool. But when you start to peel back, you know, and look deeper into New World, there is just a wealth of, I wouldn't say problems, but there's a wealth of things that have been done that just don't make much sense to the majority of the players currently playing the game. And my thoughts and my feelings come from someone who does enjoy PvE, but primarily enjoys PvP. So I typically would play a game like this, and I would enjoy all the PvE, I would enjoy all the story, to then go PvPing. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what the fuck is this guy talking about? If you've made it this far, like, why am I talking about this? And it's because everything that I've read so far about AGS and Lord of the Rings has been very, I've put here in my notes, very fluffy. You know, so for example, I've highlighted this part of the article here. New World enjoyed strong player response and engagement upon launching in September 2021, becoming the 5th highest played game by concurrent users in Steam's history at launch. That's cool, right? New World celebrated its first anniversary in September 2022 and October 2022 with the launch of Brimstone Sands, which saw the game rejoin Steam's top 10 highest PC play games and continues to enjoy a healthy community today. Now, if you take that as it is on the surface, fuck yeah, New World's popping off, it's doing great, woohoo! Let's be honest, we had a huge amount of players, but the game plummeted because the launch was awful. The queues were through the roof. The lag was insane. People were getting banned left, right, and center. Annie got banned from milking a cow. The launch was awful. The queues were through the roof. The lag was insane. People were getting banned left, right, and center. Annie got banned from milking a cow. Awful. The queues were through the roof. The lag was insane. People were getting banned left, right, and center. Annie got banned from milking a cow, and, you know, it was just memes. But like, the community made it fantastic, and I think that's why I still play the game. Like, I loved the people, I loved the players, and it was fantastic. But what I'm reading in these articles, it's very fluffy. It's very corporate shit. You know, it's like, we've done well on Twitch because we had a lot of viewers. We did well on launch because we had a shitload of players. You know, one of the things I have at the moment is, you know, they've closed the forums, and I truly believe they've closed the forums because if you look at the highest viewed and the most engaged articles, it's because of all of the exploits and all of the bugs and all of the problems, you know, and they're kind of just brushing it under the carpet because the game has changed. The game is 10 times better than launch. So don't get me wrong on what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, I am extremely excited for Lord of the Rings MMO, extremely. But I have my concerns with New World. Let's say New World developing it, you know, like the AGS team developing it, because one of the things in this article is talking about large battles. Middle Earth is about huge, large-scale battles. Piqued my interest, right? I remember my wars in New World. They were just bad. And Lord of the Rings MMO is going to be built on the base engine that New World's been built on. Now, they have stated in this article that, you know, there has been technological advancement since New World launched. And, you know, to be fair, the 50 versus 50s actually play pretty well. You know, I don't want a 50 versus 50 in Lord of the Rings. I want Helm's Deep with thousands of orcs and thousands of elves shooting at these orcs. You know, I want to see battles. So I'm a bit concerned that if we're building a you know, Lord of the Rings on New World's current engine, I'm a bit nervous. So yeah, I just wanted to bring my thoughts to the table on this. Really, I've really enjoyed chatting with you guys about it this week, and I wanted to bring it to YouTube. So I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. I'm replying to every single comment at the moment, so let's have some dialogue about this. Like, are you excited about Lord of the Rings MMO? Are you excited that AGS is developing it? You know, some positive things here. New World is beautiful. New World's combat is fantastic. The systems are pretty good, with you know, maybe with a few tweaks here and there, which hopefully they've learned. And I genuinely play the game every fucking day, so I like it. Don't get me wrong here, but you know, I recently put the video out about pushing for an open world content. There's Fury of the Spriggan coming out. It's going to be the same old thing. You know, you're gonna chest run a boss. And that's all you're gonna do. That's all you're gonna do. You know, and I would love to see things. You know, imagine meeting a Balrog in Mines of Moria, in Lord of the Rings MMO. I would shit my pants. It would be fantastic. So I just have high expectations and high hopes. But ultimately, my conclusion from this is that, you know, I'm remaining cautiously optimistic about AGS developing this Lord of the Rings MMO, but I'm excited. So please drop a like, drop a subscribe, pop your comments down below, and let's talk about this. I'm very, very keen to hear your opinion on AGS developing Lord of the Rings MMO. See you on the next one.